Hello, and welcome to the third week of Advent video from us, the Revs, Margaret and Linda. We are thinking about the word of the week, which is joy, and have been talking a little bit about how we see that playing out this week in our lives and around us. And I just remembered that one of our faithful followers reminded us last week or the week before that this particular Sunday, the Sunday of Joy, in the United Methodist tradition, is also known as Gaudete Sunday in lots of other traditions, which is make a joyful noise, kind
Right.
of translated.
Yeah. Exuberance.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit of exuberance in there.
A little bit of exuberance never hurt anyone.
Right. And we're also following two other people Advent-wise, Kate Bowler and Diane Butler-Bass, and sharing with you anything that struck us this time. And I think because the world is such a dark place, this is the week when we get right into the longest night, and there is a difficult connect or disconnect with joy and the suffering in our world.
Mm-hmm.
And Linda, you said that we had the thing that struck you was Kate Bowler's word.
Right. In reading her work for this week, my favorite part, I guess, was how she emphasized the word anyway. Feel joy anyway. Sing anyway.
Yeah. Play anyway.
Play anyway. Celebrate anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If we wait for everything in the world or with ourselves or in our lives to be just so that we feel joyful. As the majority of the time, even the whole season could slip by and we never would find an opportunity to feel joy.
Yeah. So we have to she has also said, Kate Bowler has also said that it's a gift, it's a grace, it's not something you have to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Be joyful.
Yeah, be joyful, or else.
Right.
And that's not how it works. It works, we discovered between us as we talked about this, unexpectedly, unbidden, and often just a spark. Mm-hmm. It's not a huge, long, day-long, 24-hour period of joy necessarily. Mm-hmm. And the thing that struck me this week on her stuff about joy was a couple of references that followed that idea up about the smallness of things, that small moments that are joyful. It's been a rough week for me to feel joyful about a lot of things. I spent a chunk of yesterday, I've been spending a chunk of time with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and he has had a recent diagnosis of cancer. And yesterday we spent some time with the oncologist to hear about options. And on the way there, he looked out of the car window and said, "Look, there are still geese flying south." He had such a tender voice as he said it, that he had noticed these geese against a gray sky taking off from a parking lot in a mall. And it just was a glimpse of how that we can make a crack even in the worst of our sorrows, where what she said was where God can slip in
Yes.
beside, just enough room for God to slip in beside our grief.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that was a wonderful, made me think of the, everything is broken.
The Leonard Cohen.
The Leonard Cohen quote,
Mm-hmm.
everything is broken.
There's a crack in everything.
That's how the light
Mm-hmm.
gets in.
Yeah.
So we have to be watching for it. You had
there's a softness
mm-hmm.
that is that helps to allow those moments, I think,
Mm-hmm.
to penetrate,
Mm-hmm.
so that we notice them.
Especially in that softness, if it's in a moment of vulnerability,
yes,
that really softens us.
Yes, I think that's right. Normally we walk around with our armor,
Mm-hmm.
But if we can allow some space,
mm-hmm.
It can happen. Yes, and yesterday, certainly not under the same kind of circumstance, but I was taking a drive with my daughter Maven, and we were going up to a park in Penfield that's at the top of a hill, and there's an elementary school on the left-hand side as you drive up, and I just happened to glance over, and there were just like rooms full of children who had, and I know how long this takes, put on their snow pants and their gloves and mittens and their boots, and they were outside playing in the snow for recess. And the joy that they had building snowmen and tossing snowballs and even sledding. There were sleds to go up and down the little hill, and just the amount of movement and joy really lifted me for that moment. And it's something that I can access now. I have that,
Yeah. The other thing that struck us this week, particularly it struck you, I know, was the idea that hospitality and joy somehow belong together. And she has this piece one day this week called A Candle in the Window, where it was European and some other countries and nations too, where a candle in the window on Christmas Eve is a sign of hospitality, that not only to welcome the Christ child, but also any stranger or anyone who has a need is welcome. So that just struck me as such a very different image from our great habit, much a lovely habit, but meaningless habit of a light in every window that we decorate with, so many places.
Yes, we're Americans. We always go for more.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not just that we're saying to the world that we want the Christ child to come in, because the light itself is, of course, a very common theme.
Sure, that's
across
right.
other cultures.
That's right. Yeah, and we were talking
and,
about how that multi-dimensionality of all of the holidays at this time of year, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or the pagan traditions surrounding the solstice or other
Kwanzaa.
Right. All of those things together make up a much richer understanding, for me anyway, of how we let the light in. Whether that light is actual or figurative. So that was good. And that whole hospitality question is very interesting. We also discussed a little bit how the question that I asked was there a time that you can pinpoint for yourself when your crazy joy at receiving gifts at Christmas time and being with family and all that you had maybe when you were younger, when that turned and became something, a different kind of joy, which would be a joy in extending hospitality or preparing some of those things for others.
Yeah. I think that's a great question, because it sent me on a chain of memories about my childhood and when I think hospitality was even a word that we would use. And it was probably when I was introduced to the Benedictine spirituality lifestyle, because that's their primary charism.
Yes,
gift.
they are hospitality based.
But yep, and they know how to do it.
Yes,
for sure.
they do.
But it is a cycle. It's a cycle of giving and receiving. I think that's where, in my theory, my thinking, because I'm trying to connect my heart's experience of giving and receiving with my brain. I think it's the fact of giving and receiving that is a constant process.
Like a flow back and forth.
Back and forth, right. It's not she gave me a Christmas card, I have to give her a Christmas card. Or she gave me a Christmas present and I have to give her a Christmas present. Or, we got a card from so-and-so and I didn't send that, That's not that. It's not a reciprocal dependency.
It's not transactional.
It's not transactional. It's very fluid. And if we can allow ourselves to offer hospitality with a crack of joy in it, I think we will build a better world.
Yeah, I love the way that what you're describing, that flow, easy flow back and forth of giving and receiving, how that stands in pretty stark contrast to the culture's message of how that works, how you need a present for everybody who gives you a present, and how you need to, whatever the rules are, the easiness around that flow really, to me, expresses something about the way that the Spirit works. And so then that giving and receiving becomes a mirror of the way the Spirit gives and receives.
Right, yeah. So this week, may you be blessed by receiving. May you be blessed by giving. And may you celebrate in whatever little tiny crack joy can come through and shine through you.
Yes.
See you next week.
Yep. See you next week.